Welcome to Profound Consulting. Today we have Mr. Imran Shaikh with us, and I would love to take this opportunity to discuss with him about his recently launched book, The Ever-Flourishing Organization. Welcome, sir. Congratulations on your recently launched book. It's my pleasure to interact with you, and I have made a list of few questions that I would love to talk about. So, I would like to know what motivated you to write this book.
Thanks for having me here. Over 2 decades in the industry, I have seen the chaos leaders face in their daily lives. I started from the shop floor and rose to the boardroom, and I led organizations in the turbulent times and have transformed those organizations. What has been the biggest and the paradigm shift is when I discovered theory of constraints. It's a science which focuses on one limiting factor which limits the growth of your company and then addresses that to an ever flourishing path for that organization. It not only transformed my organization, but it also turned around our suppliers. And that gave me a conviction that if this science is replicated across the diverse range of industries, it can really be a game changer for those companies. And that motivated me from a corporate career to a consulting mode, and then now through this book.
Amazing, amazing to know your story, like the motivation that you got. So you have used the term ever flourishing. That's a very beautiful term, but I would also want to know that why this specific phrase, because you can use words such as successful or profitable, but you chose to use this as in your title.
Great question.
Yeah.
See, success and profitability or profits are outcomes, they are the lagging indicators, and those can be achieved by overworking the people, and that's not sustainable. What is the meaning of air flourishing is the organization has a positive psychology. Okay, that means the business grows to the vitality and the
Hmm.
health of the business, positive health of the business, and that is sustainable. And the ever word in that is, it's not a state for a short term, it's
Right.
a state for a long term. So ever flourishing organization means an organization which grows year on year sustainably with a win-win with the employees, the stakeholders, and the company. So this is what made me name the book as the ever flourishing organization.
Wow, that's amazing. It shows your beautiful thought behind each and every word that you chose for your title and your mindset as well.
Correct.
But I would also like to know that how the leaders of a company like the MD, the CEO, or a team leader can start applying the rules or the principles of the ever flourishing organization from tomorrow. If it's practical, to start.
See, it starts with small shifts, not big, expensive overhauls. I would like to outline the 4 roots of flourishing, which are the basis of this book. One is the win win.
Okay.
That means the leader can start by asking, what, what is the purpose of the organization beyond money, right?
Right.
And the leadership has to create win-win for all the stakeholders. It's not just the profit for the promoters or the top management. It
Hmm.
is the the organization delivers as a value to the entire stakeholders and the community at large. Okay, this is the
Right.
first
Yes.
root of flourishing. Second is adaptive. So what is the meaning of adaptive is that when there is a problem, we should not the leader has should not point out or to someone or should not blame. Instead, the mindset change has to be, what did we learn from that failure?
Right.
This is adaptive
Right.
as a second route. Third is endurance. So the organization has to stay firm, but at the same time it has to be flexible enough to adapt the changes. Fourth is the anti-fragility. Anti-fragility is when we have to build the systems and teams which will not bog down under pressure, but they will contribute to the long term success of the organization. That is what I call as simple mind shifts can create long term benefits for the organization.
Very true, very true. Um, the way that you have wrote all of this in the book will help many organizations grow as well as open the minds of the team leaders working on.
Sure.
So, if a leader could take away one thing from the book, The Ever Flourishing Organization, what do you want it to be?
Focus your energy on the key constraint which limits your organization's growth,
Right. Mm.
and align your team to that one constraint through a laser sharp focus. Think of your leadership as your gardener. So, what it means, what I'm trying to tell here is you need to cultivate the culture of the organization. You need to nurture your people. You need to create your systems and processes such a way that they are adaptable to the people, they are adaptive to your teams, so that that gives you a change in the mindset for the people also.
Very
So,
true.
this is what I believe and what I help organizations embed in their cultures.
Yes, and it also helps the people working there to grow with a clear mindset.
Exactly. And that's what is the mantra for success.
Exactly.
Because people cannot be assets only on the paper.
Very true. They need to be on the same page where the if the leader is thinking, they need to be on the same page with
Correct.
them.
Correct.
And for that, the leader has to be very much responsible whether they are nurturing the team in the right way.
Exactly. That's what is the crux.
Yes. So, moving on to the next question, is there a role for productive conflict and dissent in the Ever Flourishing Organization book?
Absolutely. Productive conflict is vital,
Right.
right? Productive conflict is vital for the organization. The key is to focus on ideas and not on people,
Very
right?
true.
You
Yes.
understand?
Yes, yes,
It's not
definitely.
people who are at the fault. We have to focus on the ideas, the assumptions which they carry.
Hmm.
All people are good, but the assumptions they carry may not be valid. So we need to work on the assumptions. The leader's job isn't to avoid conflict, but it is to ensure the organization is thriving through those conflicts
Yes.
by validating the assumptions and creating the processes and systems supporting the growth of the organization.
Organization. Very true, very true. The leaders need to be also very supportive towards the employees working in the organization for the smooth flow. Even if at times, like any conflicts or anything, it shouldn't harm the organization in a negative way, right? But
Correct.
they should also learn.
Exactly. So I would like to step out some processes here.
Yeah, please.
Is there is a system of layers of resistance, you know.
Hmm.
So whenever there is a solution to a problem,
Yeah.
the first thing is whether we have defined the problem correctly.
Very
So
true.
some people might raise objections on the problem itself.
Right.
Then they might raise the second layer is they might raise an objection to the direction of the solution. Third is they might say this problem might solve this solution might solve the problem, but it might create another problem.
Right.
So
right.
there are various layers of resistance, and the whole organization need to ensure that there is a constructive discussion, there is a constructive debate which leads to something positive and which leads to some thriving idea which helps the organization in the long
Yes,
term.
very
This
true.
is the key.
They should all focus, like in the end, the solution of the problem should be like acknowledged by everyone, and they all should be like it should be valid from everyone's point of view,
Exactly. I
right?
would like to one more give an example from my corporate days. See, on we used to have a lot of constructive fights and debates, but after those debates and fights,
Mhm.
we used to have something so powerful that it would take our organization to another level. So After every constructive debate and conflict, there is some positive outcome for the
Very
company.
true,
This is
very
what I
true.
believe.
So, sir, this is a very interesting question. As you emphasize a lot on leadership, I would like to know what do you think is the role of each and every employee in the organization towards the environment and the culture of the organization?
Huge role. See, employees are part of the ecosystem, correct? Employees are part of the organizational ecosystem. And what I have seen is when employees understand the companies or the organizational goals and subordinate each other to the constraint, and constraint is the
Hmm, right,
limiting factor
yes.
which limits the growth of the company, then miracles happen, magic happens. And magic happens in terms of growth in the top line, growth in the throughput, growth in the profitability and cash flows. So every employee, what I consult every top management is that you have to take your employees in your stride, make a culture of adapt, they make an adaptive culture, so that they are not only assets on the paper. You share the profits with them and then see how their morale boosts up and they contribute largely to the goal of the company.
Very true. I hope this book and this conversation will provide the right direction to all the leaders out there and also all the employees and people working. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us for this insightful talk. It was amazing to have a conversation with you. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Anyone wanting to reach out to Mr. Imran Sheikh can do so. I have mentioned his details in the description itself. And for people who want to buy the book, I have mentioned the links as well as the details in the description itself. Thank you so much for being a part of this video.